Hi, and welcome to another episode of Starship Gaming. Now, I know what you're thinking by the first picture you see. That's not a game. Well, duh, it's not. We are going to talk about what I got for Christmas. And you know what's ironic is I actually, I'm recording this at my store, so it's kind of on the fly. I'm on the road a lot, and but I actually forgot to get pictures of the games I got for Christmas, which is okay. We can talk about them still. But let me talk about the, I'm going to go in categories here. I'm going to start with DVDs that I got. I don't have pictures of all of them, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, I don't have pictures of all of them, so I'm going to tell you about the main one here and then tell you about the others. So the first one, Godzilla King of the Monsters on 4K UHD Blu-ray. I've wanted this one all year. I went to see it in the theaters. I was a decent fan of it. I mean, it's better than the 2014 film. I still like, Kong Skull Island a lot. This one was pretty good, I have to admit. I liked it. So I got this for Christmas. My parents actually bought this for me. A lot of them were from my parents and family and friends. But my parents bought this for me. They knew I've been talking about since October. And they were like, oh, we'll get it for them. So I got this one. And the good thing about 4K UHD Blu-ray is that if you own an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, you can play 4K UHD Blu-ray. Of course, it's not worth it unless you own a 4K TV, which 4K TVs are surprisingly getting cheaper. I'm not sure why. If you do get a 4K TV, I recommend Vizio. I've had a lot of good experience with Vizio. Sony has a decent one. They're a little bit higher. And then there's some of the real low-end, cheap 4K TVs. My parents actually have two 65-inch 4K TVs. They're like a cheap Chinese brand. They actually look pretty decent. They're not smart TVs. My Vizio's a smart TV. I've actually owned my Vizio 4K TV for going on almost 4 years now. I think I paid like $700 or $800 for mine. But, some of those cheap Chinese-made ones, they're pretty good. Just do your research. Sound leaves a lot to be desired. But if you want a 4K experience, and you want to buy movies like this, then definitely go with an Xbox One S or a Xbox One X. It's, in the long run, cheaper than buying a dedicated 4K UHD Blu-ray player because you get your game console, your streaming with apps and whatnot, and your player all in one place. Which I don't know why Sony couldn't have done that for the PlayStation 4 when they, released the Pro. I mean, they could have, but they didn't, and I'm not sure why. I just think it was a lost opportunity that they could have done, but they didn't. And then, of course, I got some, actually, I don't even remember the name of them. They were like some sci-fi channel movies that had been released over the year, like real low-end monster movies. One was one was about a giant sea serpent. One was about giant spiders or something. I don't remember the name. I didn't take time to memorize the name. I plan on watching them in the new year, though. And then I got, I think it was called Rigo, King of the Sea Monsters, which I think was a Japanese film that came out in the mid-2000s. But it didn't get an English dub until recently, I believe. So I ended up getting that one on DVD. And it was actually, Walmart was selling it for like $9.95, which, it has to be good if they're selling it for that much. Or at least a new release, like in the past 3 or 4 months. Because, most of that stuff ends up in the bargain bin, but apparently this one was good enough not to. So, moving on. This was one that my parents bought me. It is a wireless jukebox, and you use your phone or your whatever. You could use your tablet. You could even use your TV, I believe, if you wanted to. But it's like a jukebox, and it sits about I'd say about I'm gonna say about 4.5, 5 foot high, I believe. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. I've been traveling a lot lately, so I haven't taken it out of the box yet. But I got this, and it's pretty cool. Now, something else I got here is a vintage radio. It's made to look like a vintage radio, what you would see in the mid to late 50s, early to mid 60s. And it's even got that strap on the top. I don't know I think the old ones were like lever. I don't know if this is actual lever or faux lever. Probably faux lever, but it's made to look like one of the old style ones. But that was another one I got from my parents for Christmas. And it's Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. I'm not really too big on the whole Bluetooth thing. I actually have a RCA receiver that has Bluetooth. I got it about 2 Christmases ago from a friend of mine, and they're not really high end, but they're pretty cool. I use it for my surround sound for my television, and it sounds real good when you're playing video games or for home theater stuff. But little things like this, these vintage style radios, these are pretty cool in terms of collectibles. So I like stuff like this, and I like the old style stuff. And then to top the whole radio obsession off, the big smorgasbord, I ended up getting a Victrola turntable and a storage box. The storage box holds up to 50 records. I'm pretty sure it could store more if you did a little bit of cramming. I'm famous for cramming stuff into in boxes and making it stay there. Not quite to the level of being a hoarder, but I do have quite a bit of collectibles. So I got that, and then I got some pretty awesome records. Some of them that I'm not able to show. I don't have pictures of them. I got pictures of a few of them. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. I got a Michael Jackson Beat It picture album. It has the picture of the album Beat It. Michael Jackson, he's sitting there. It's got his picture on the front of it. And then Purple Rain. I got the picture disc of Purple Rain. Has Prince sitting on the purple motorcycle on the front, which that's pretty awesome. It's Prince was one awesome singer, but I got kind of a Prince obsession. After he passed away, I went into Prince overdrive. I've been a Prince fan for 15 years. When I really got into music. And but and I got a Star Wars commemorative vinyl record was another one. I don't have a picture of it, but it's got on one side the Star Wars theme, and then on the other side it's got the Cantina music. The dun 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 dun. It's got that on the other side, and that was pretty awesome. If you didn't know me personally, you couldn't tell. I collect weird stuff, including vinyl. I mean, vinyl's not really weird, but you know what I mean. I collect vinyl. I've actually been collecting vinyl since 2008. My dad got me into vinyl. Before that, I collected cassette tapes. I had collected cassette tapes since the 90s. I really wasn't that big of a CD collector. I mean, yeah, I own quite a few CDs, but they're not. They're right now they're so common that they're not collectible anymore. I mean, certain sets and whatnot are collectible, but you know. But I collect laser discs, vinyl records, PS1 games, Super Nintendo games. I think in 2020 I'm going to start collecting original Xbox and Sega Genesis games. That's something else that I just decided to take on. And I might collect a little bit of PS2 games. PS2 really isn't that collectible right now. There's just so many of them out there that they're not really worth collecting. 10 or 15 years from now they will be, but right now the PS2 collecting market, unless there's something that's already super rare, they're not worth really investing in. Anyway, I've gotten way off track. So here in this picture, this is a colored vinyl. This is one I received. This is Meat Loaf's album, Bad Out of Hell. It's colored vinyl. It's supposed to resemble the front of the album. It's sweet. It's really awesome. I love colored vinyl. The thing about colored vinyl, though, if you talk to a lot of collectors, they'll tell you, it's not much special. It's cool looking. You know, amateurs buy it because they just like the way it looks. I like it because of the whole concept of it. And if you notice, a lot of colored vinyl now is coming from like Target. I'm not really a big fan of Target. If you watch one of my previous videos, you'll understand why. It's because of a little issue with a discount I wanted. So, you know, sorry Target, but you know. But I'll still go to Target. I'll still be your friend's Target. I don't have nothing against you. But Target has some pretty nice colored vinyl. My only issue is that their selection, they used to have a whole aisle dedicated to vinyl, like a year ago. And then recently, it just all disappeared. It just went down to one little section. And I was lucky to find the Meat Loaf Bad Out of Hell album. I was like, Mom, this. Put it up for me for Christmas. She's like, okay. That was one that I knew about. So, yeah. It's pretty cool. I gotta admit. And I'm a Meat Loaf fan. I like Meat Loaf. Both the food and the singer. Okay, so this one was taken late last night. I was actually up till 2 in the morning listening to records. But this is Kiss's album Destroyer. And it's a really, really awesome album. It's probably their definitive album. If you own any album in your life, if you had to own 10 albums in your life, this is one that has to be on your list because it's got some of the best songs. My favorite, for some reason, has always, and it's so unlike what a Kiss song would normally be, but the song Beth, for some reason, that one is just, it feels like it shouldn't be a Kiss song. It feels more like something that Queen would sing. But for some reason, I just like that song. And Detroit Rock City, that's like, that is like one of the top 5 best Kiss songs ever. I'd probably say it was probably the best, number 1. I really like that one a lot. And the intro is pretty cool where you hear him and he's like, you hear him get in the car and the radio and whatnot, and then the song starts. I just like that. I think that's so awesome. And then there's the picture album, Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Volume 1. I need to get Volume 2. I really like both soundtracks. I actually have both soundtracks on CD already, but I ended up getting the first one on vinyl. And I'm a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, both of the first 2 movies. I'm not really, and it surprises a lot of people when I tell them this, I'm not really a big Marvel fan. I'm not at all. Everything pre-Iron Man 3, I liked. Iron Man 3 is when the whole thing just kind of went downhill. A lot of people, oh, you don't like Endgame, and yeah, I like, the Marvel movies, but I just have an opinion that I don't really like them after, starting with Iron Man 3. That was the one that I really didn't like. Iron Man 3 was just it was probably the worst Marvel movie ever made. But the Guardians of the Galaxy films, I like those. I really like those a lot. And, Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt. I'm a huge Chris Pratt fan. He's a really good actor. I'm not sure why they didn't bring him on to the Star Wars franchise. I could have seen him in Star Wars. He would have actually been really good in Star Wars if they gave him a character, like a reoccurring role or something. I would have actually enjoyed that. But, I could see, being Star-Lord and then you drop him right into Star Wars. I could see where fans could have an issue with that. I mean, hell, there's been a petition for years that if they rebooted Indiana Jones, that he play Indiana Jones. So, I mean, I could see that happening. He actually would be a good Indiana Jones. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of got that. He's got a kind of like a Harrison Ford, he's got like that feel. And of course, he's married to, Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter, which basically drops him into action movie star royalty. So, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, if you've watched this far, you've probably noticed, hey, where's the video games? Where's the video games? Where's the video games? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm on the road a lot. I'm busy with stuff, and I forgot to take pictures of them. So I'm just going to tell you what they are. And what's surprising is I didn't really get a whole lot of video games this year, mostly because I really wasn't too focused on video games this year. I'm more focused on like retro stuff. But one of them I ended up getting is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I know I'm late to the party, but I'll probably get to playing it soon. And another one I got, which I'm real late to this party, FIFA 17. I actually just recently discovered that I really like FIFA games. I never did like them, and then one day recently I sat down and played FIFA 16. I've owned that game for like 2 years and have never touched it. A friend of mine sold it to me for like $5, and I just, but I like FIFA. FIFA soccer, well, football, soccer, however, wherever you come from. I actually really like it now. And then another one I already had for PS4, but I wanted an Xbox One copy. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. Which I told my mom, I said, if you see that, she actually got it from Family Dollar. Like, they have pre-owned games that have been repackaged. I said, I'd kind of like that for Christmas if you could get it for me. It's only like $5. And she said, we'll see. The FIFA actually came from a friend of mine. They gave that to me, which I think they probably got it from Family Dollar also, because I've seen those two there in the past 2 months. But the FIFA was also for Xbox One, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I talk so fast sometimes that I kind of lose my train of thought. So yeah, not a whole lot of games this year. I'll probably, when I do my gaming finds for the month of December 2019, I'll probably include those in there. I'll probably be releasing that, I'd say about 2 days from now. 2 or 3 days from now, I'm not sure. We're going to be doing at least an episode every day. But yeah, that is everything I got for Christmas this year. But stick around, because we got to see what Steven got for Christmas, because now it is time for another edition of Steven Says.
So, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and everybody. How is everybody doing? So, I hope everyone had a good, holiday find for whatever you got for Christmas. Hope everyone has a great holiday. Hoping everyone's still having good holidays. So one thing that, I'm still at my family's house, my relative's house, so didn't really get to see what I got from at home, but some things I did get was I got an Amazon iTunes card, which I'm happy for. I got a pair of Beats, the blue ones. Yeah, the Dr. Dre's. They're pretty neat. I mean, I don't really like them. I mean, wireless is the way to go, I guess, for the future, but if you're going on a, probably say a 9-hour plane ride, you might want to use a recorded, because the TV's on the planes. I'm trying to think. Well, I also got a bike, but that's back in my house, so yeah. I'm not sure what else I got, because, when we got here, we basically we got all the stuff we needed for my little cousins, for their Christmas, and then basically said, okay, here's one thing I got for you. My mom said, here's one thing I got for you, and then I showed her, here's one thing I got for you, and then we got here. So some things I did get, I got some new clothes, which I'm happy for. I kind of don't have much stuff for clothes. I mean, I do, but some of them either, getting too big, or some of them I don't wear. It's kind of a habit. New shoes. They're kind of rubber, I guess. I mean, also one thing I did get too was I also got I got my mom some things from Spartina, everyone's favorite. If you're from the South, I don't know where Spartina is based on, but I mean, if you ever get the chance to go to Spartina, you'll probably find some good deals. You get purses, you get bags, you get jewelry, you can even get you can get anything at Spartina, I guess. Except the clothes, I think. Yeah, except clothes. Actually, no, that's wrong. You can get clothes at Spartina. And yes, I know, I haven't shaved lately. Mostly it's because I just didn't bring my razor, I guess. I didn't want a child to grab it and then hurt himself. You never know. I'm not saying kids are dumb, but you never know. Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good Christmas. So far so good. I enjoyed myself. I might give an updated video when I get home to my house, and then I'll give you an updated saying, hey, this is everything else I got. But overall, I had a great Christmas. I spent time with my family, and I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you did the same. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Hopefully everyone's safe, and everyone's having a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye bye. And this is Steven Says signing out.
So, that was another edition of Steven Says. Well, that is what I got for Christmas, and that is what Steven got for Christmas. Well, 2020 is approaching faster and faster every day. It's hard to believe because this decade has blown by so fast. It's just, it's like it's here and gone. It's like yesterday. It was just 2010. It feels like that, or 2009. It's gone by so fast. But we'll have new videos up through the new year, so don't worry about that. We're gonna have episodes every day up until New Year's Day. There may be episodes where days where there's 2 episodes, so you can look forward to that. So, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out if you do. It helps, if we see more subscribers. It keeps us motivated, keeps wanting us to make more videos, keeps us going. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want notifications of when we release more awesome videos. And until next time, I will see ya.